Imagine waking up one morning to find the man who taught a generation what quiet courage looks like, lying cold across his bed, only 50 years old. The newspapers called it an accident. His friends called it murder by Hollywood. And somewhere in the silence between those two words is the heartbreaking truth we're about to unpack together. Picture a little boy in Hot Springs, Arkansas, watching his father's coffin lowered into red clay. 4 years old, no shoes that fit, and a mother who cried herself to sleep every night. That boy learned early that the world doesn't hand you anything. You claw for every inch. When the banks took the farm, they hopped a freight train west, landing in California with nothing but grit and a promise that tomorrow could be kinder. Dust Bowl streets, odd jobs, swimming pools he cleaned before dawn so he could dive after dark. Every stroke carving muscle and hunger into the same body. High school coaches swore he'd swim in the Olympics. One torn ligament later, the dream died in a locker room that smelled of chlorine and disappointment. Radio booths became his next pool late-night shifts, reading cereal commercials in a voice like Midnight Velvet. Bit parts followed, extra in a crowd, one line in a gangster flick, always the shortest guy on set. Directors laughed. "Kid, you'll never carry a picture." He smiled, said nothing, and kept showing up before call time. And 1942 happened. A cheap thriller needed a killer with sad eyes. They handed the script to the 5'6" nobody and told him to scare America. He did. One close-up lips barely moving, gun steady, and audiences forgot height, forgot everything except the ache behind those baby blues. Overnight, box office gold. Voir queens lined up. The camera loved the way he listened, the way danger lived under his calm like a second heartbeat. Westerns came calling. A drifting gunfighter rides into a valley at war, refuses to wear the white hat, protects a family that isn't his, teaches a boy that real heroes bleed and still ride away. When he whispers, "A man has to be what he is," grown men in dark theaters wiped their eyes and pretended it was dust. That picture's final framed silhouette against purple mountains, a child's broken voice echoing Shane, Shane, still cracks hearts 60 years later. Behind the glory, the machinery never stopped grinding. Studio contracts owned your sleep, your smile, your secrets. And secrets were currency. Across town, a taller, broader newcomer was being polished into the next cowboy king. Square jaw, prison record, armed robbery headlines waiting to explode. The same men who counted ticket stubs decided one past could be erased if another star dimmed just enough to distract the flashbulbs. Rumors started like smoke. The quiet leading man drinks too much. Cries on set, can't remember lines. Every time the tall cowboy's juvenile file surfaced, another insider leaked that the shorter star was unraveling. Column inches shifted. Spotlights swiveled. One career rose on clean western wind, while the other sank under whispered storms no umbrella could stop. He felt it, of course. "Funny," he told his wife one desert night. "Every time someone else stumbles, I'm the one who falls." She held him tighter, the only agent in town who never sold him out. Together they raised 3 kids who learned bedtime stories between takes, who thought every daddy came home with script pages stuck to his boots. Years rolled. The rolls thinned. The pills thickened. Sleeplessness became a roommate who never left. A knee gave out on location. The pain never did. Palm Springs offered sun and silence. January 29th, 1964. The butler brought coffee at 10, saw his boss sleeping, smiled, and closed the door. At 3:30, the smile was gone. Sheets twisted, bottles on the knitstand like spent shells. The doctor wrote, "Accidental overdose," because betrayed by the dream factory. Wasn't an official box to check out if this story claws at something inside your chest. Do me a favor, share it right now. Text it to the friend who still quotes movie lines. Forward it to the kid who thinks fame is fairy dust. Let them feel the weight, because here's what survives the credits. A boy's voice calling a ghost across a valley. A wife who guarded his heart like a last reel of film. And the reminder that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just a man 5'6" refusing to hate the town that used him up. Allen lad never came back. But his whisper still rides the wind. Be kind. Be brave. And whatever you do, don't let them own your soul. If that lands anywhere near your heart, smash the like button, ring the bell, drop your favorite lad moment in the comments. Let's keep his real story louder than the lies ever were. See you in the next one.